This artificial island was never supposed to exist, and the ocean has never stopped trying to take it back. Dubai spent $12 billion building this, then spent even more trying to stop it from disappearing. Somewhere beneath these fronds, the ground is dropping, a few millimeters a year, quietly, every single year. This is Palm Jumeirah, built on sand pumped from the bottom of the Persian Gulf, and right now, in places, it is sinking. Here's what's coming. A crescent of rock, 11 kilometers long, built by machines that never touched land. A vacuum dredger spraying sand from the seabed in a fine, endless rain. Divers placing boulders one by one, guided by satellites overhead. And one engineer's warning that almost buried the entire project before a single villa was built. We built paradise on sand that didn't exist 6 years earlier. Nobody was sure it would hold. By the late 1990s, Dubai had a problem most cities never have to solve. It was running out of coastline. The natural shoreline stretched a little over 70 kilometers. Every meter of it was already spoken for. Tourism was the plan for a future after oil, and tourism needed beachfront. There wasn't any left to sell. So in 2001, Dubai's ruler approved something that had never been attempted at this scale. Don't find more coastline, build it. From nothing. Out of the sea itself. Here's the crazy part. There was no blueprint for this. No engineering firm on Earth had built a palm-shaped island visible from space, using nothing but dredged sand and stacked rock on a seabed never designed to hold up buildings. The first obstacle was simple physics. Loose sand, sprayed straight from a ship, doesn't sit still. Left alone, ocean currents would have erased the shape in a matter of months. The fix, a crescent-shaped breakwater, built first, before a grain of sand for the island itself was ever laid. Roughly 7 million tons of rock, much of it quarried from the mountains near Hatta, barged out to sea, and dropped into place to form a wall, nearly 11 kilometers long, the shield that would let everything inside it survive. Now, you might be thinking, how do you even pump enough sand to build 11 fronds of land in open water? The answer was a technique called rainbowing. Dredging ships pulled roughly 94 million cubic meters of sand off the Gulf floor and sprayed it through the air in high arcs, layer after layer, for months, until raw seabed became solid ground. Here's where it gets interesting. Sand alone isn't stable enough to build a 5-star hotel on. So engineers used a process called vibrocompaction steel probes, driven deep into the new land, vibrating the loose sand until the grains packed together tightly enough to carry real weight. Without this step, the entire island would have behaved like quicksand under its first building. Wait until you hear this part. Every rock in that breakwater had to be placed with centimeter-level accuracy, underwater, where no worker could see clearly. The solution was GPS-guided placement cranes on barges, tracking their position by satellite, lowering boulders into an exact predetermined map of the seabed, one stone at a time, day and night. For years, we have 3 shifts. The sea does not wait for anyone, so neither do we. Then came the near failure. Partway through construction, engineers found the fronds were losing sand faster than predicted. The shape built to survive one kind of wave wasn't built to survive all of them. Storms were quietly eating the coastline back. The fix was more rock, more sand, and a redesign of the breakwater's gaps to let seawater circulate instead of stagnate, which had been damaging marine life and water quality inside the crescent. By 2006, the trunk and fronds were substantially complete. Roughly 10,000 residents eventually moved onto land that hadn't existed 5 years earlier. Hotels, including the resort at the island's crest, opened on ground 80% of engineers had never built anything like before. But here's the part the ribbon cutting didn't mention. Satellite radar studies conducted years after completion found sections of the island sinking at a rate of about 5 millimeters a year, with some areas dropping faster. No matter how tightly compacted, keeps settling under enormous weight, decade after decade. The sea took 11 kilometers of rock to hold back. It only needs millimeters a year to eventually win. My father said the sea always takes back what you borrow from it. I didn't believe him until I saw the erosion reports. Today, Palm Jumeirah still stands $12 billion of engineering, roughly 100 million cubic meters of sand and rock, home to tens of thousands of people who wake up every morning on land that was open ocean at the turn of the century. But maintenance never stops. Sand replenishment ships still return to the fronds every few years. Engineers still monitor subsidence, millimeter by millimeter, because in Dubai, land isn't just built once. Here, it has to be defended forever against the sea it came from.